Okay, we should be good now. I assume we're live. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the NFC Championship game, the final one of the cycle. We got a really good matchup, one that, I don't know how many of us saw this one coming. The 7-seed Lucky's Seattle Seahawks versus the 5-seed Dan's New Orleans Saints. Both users highly motivated. For Lucky, I believe this is his first ever conference championship game, looking to get this going, looking to make a shocking run to the Super Bowl to close this cycle. For Dan, obviously, it's been a bit of a disappointing cycle for him. Hasn't really made noise in the playoffs beyond a Season 1 run to the Super Bowl where he lost to my co-announcer, who I'll announce in a minute, but looking to turn all that narrative around with a Super Bowl run to close things off. I am joined by my divisional brother, my Miami lover, Cody Youngson. How's it going?
Doing great. Happy to be here. Unfortunately, in the booth instead of on the field. But, I think something you and I have common. I do have a little bit of bling on my fingers, so I can't complain.
Yes, sir. We got two Super Bowl champions in the booth, so make sure to put some respect on our name. Boz! My guys, Connor and Cody, hope you're having a great Saturday. Thank you, Boz. I hope you're having a great Saturday, too. This is a really interesting matchup. It's one that I'm really excited for. Obviously, on the AFC, we have a matchup between Little Alex and Austin that I believe has been the AFC Championship, like the exact matchup like 4 times now, I think, is how it's gone. So, a matchup that we're very used to. On this side, a matchup that I don't think either of us saw coming. Obviously, Lucky making the dream run, taking down the 1 seed and the 2 seed as the 7th seeded Seattle Seahawks. And then Dan, of course, looking to make some noise. As we hit the loan screen real quick, what are you expecting from this one? Just give me your thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. I think I give the edge to Dan, but I feel like as these things kind of go, whenever we're in the booth streaming a Lucky game, you just really can't ever count Lucky out. He seems to have really found a stride with Arnett. If he's limiting the turnovers, he's a good defensive user. He can run the ball. He can win this game. But I think I give the slight edge to Dan. Just via experience, the stage. Dan, I know Dan's hungry. I know Lucky's hungry too, but I think Dan's probably a little more hungry.
Yeah, I think the keys for both users are pretty clear here. As Dan's going to start things off, obviously, I believe the reroll of Norman Fletcher. He has Omaha now. That's going to be a complete game changer if he's able to get that activated. But as Dan's New Orleans Saints, Norman Fletcher and company take the field here, what are Dan's offensive keys to the game to win this and get to his second Super Bowl of the cycle?
Yeah, I think for Dan, he's just got to keep doing what he's doing, or what he's been doing really all year. Offensively, he's been very efficient. When he gets Fletcher into Omaha, he's a good enough passer to know if you're just going to show him your coverage, or he can see your coverage, and then he can, you're not going to adjust. He's going to kind of dot you up. So that's going to be a key for Lucky. On the opposite side is if Fletcher gets into Omaha, he needs to really make some adjustments, some audibles, that type of stuff to really try to kind of get Dan guessing a little more.
Yeah, that in my mind, it won't, single-handedly decide the game, obviously, but that's going to be a huge kind of, storyline within this game is whether Norman Fletcher can get Omaha activated or not, because, once he's able to, as you said, it's going to be so much harder. The degree of difficulty is going to be so much higher for Lucky to just get stops here. Obviously, Dan's been locked in all playoffs long here. We have 3 straight runs stopping things off. Stephen Cooper unable to hit the hole. Alvin Kamara gets loose. Kamara with a gain of 14 and a first down there. Already 3 rushes for 22 yards. Going run heavy, and that's another thing that separated Dan this season compared to all previous, is it seems like the running game, he's finally starting to figure things out here in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's definitely been able to run a little bit more successfully. Oh!
Stephen Cooper on the corner route. We accepted a diving pick. I don't even know who that was. Kenny Moore with an unbelievable animation there. I don't know how he got that. That looked like a good read to me, but a diving pick, and man, such heart here from the Seahawks. And now, golly, now Cam Rich and company about to take the field. Obviously, Arnett, maybe the best running back in these playoffs, just completely tore Steele apart as we have a toss here. The fastest running back, 97 speed, Arnett with a gain of 3. Man, I can't get over that pick. Good Lord, Kenny Moore with the heart.
I don't know if Moore has Lurker, but that sure looked like, or not Lurker, but Acrobat, but that sure looked like Acrobat right there, because that was an insane animation, and oh my God.
Strong power here, Arnett gets loose! Arnett with the 97 speed takes it to the edge, and Arnett, baby, gone! Gets tripped up at the 12-yard line, but Arnett already showing that big play ability that we saw, against Steele, against King. Arnett gets loose early, gain of 47, ball to 12.
So far, it's just big play after big play. We can't even talk. It's just
Yeah,
we're
it's
just
wild. He
screaming
drops
out
back.
there.
Wharton gets trapped on the D-line. Cam Rich rolls out. May have A, goes to it. A gets depleted, but takes it to the 2-yard line. And that's going to be the thing for Lucky. Don't shoot yourself in the foot in the passing game because we know how capable Arnett is of putting the team on his back. Just can't turn the ball over with Cam Rich.
Definitely, yeah. And if he can get on the board here first, this is going to be so huge for him.
Absolutely. We have trips to the right. Handoff here. Rashad Arnett gets the first down, I believe. Unable to obviously cross the goal line, but he will have first and goal here at the 2. And hey, dream start for Seattle. Now, of course, we'll see if they can punch the ball in the end zone, but I expect to see a heavy dose of Arnett here.
Yeah, I think so. And if you're Dan, I know run commit doesn't work very well, but I'd run commit at least on first and second down.
First and goal at the 2, kind of a tight concept stretch. Arnett gets decleated, double teamed there by 2 Saints. And, Dan's run users are very capable. If you're not kind of unpredictable with the holes you hit, he will be able to shut those down. Second goal to 2.
Yeah, and that I couldn't tell if that was a run commit. I mean, it looked like it might have been, but watch out for the RPO here.
Absolutely. Second and goal at the 2. May have it if he hands it off to Arnett. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Gator great, stands him up at the 2. This is beautiful goal line defense by the Saints by Dan so far.
Yeah, and it looks like, I don't know if he's going to pass it, but I actually wouldn't mind. I mean, you definitely want a touchdown. I wouldn't mind seeing him come out here. Yeah, it looks like, I was going to say come out in shotgun, but still running again, because Arnett is the thing that makes this offense go.
Absolutely. He's the straw that stirs the drink here for the Seattle Seahawks. He's really the reason they've gotten this far, other than Steele just completely self-combusting the playoffs. We have a power O, takes it up the middle, touchdown, Seahawks!
The backup came in, Rashad Penny, I think that was. Arnett, worked it down. Rashad Penny with the ultimate, theft, thievery of the touchdown. It'll look like Penny did the work, but we all know who actually did.
Fantasy owners very frustrated there. That's a classic touchdown vulture. Rashad Penny with the 2-yard touchdown there. And man, dream start for Lucky. This is a matchup that we saw either 2 or 3 seasons ago in the wild card round. I can't remember which, but Lucky has actually won this game before in the playoffs. So obviously this is, not a matchup that Dan's seeing as a sure dub whatsoever. And hey, Lucky showing up so far. 7-0 Seahawks. Norman Fletcher and company take the field for the second time. The first one ending in a just miraculous pick. User Stephen Cooper goes to the drag route. This is Thomas, not Michael Thomas though. A hated Saint by Dan. 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and we'll see how, Dan's normally a guy that doesn't lose his composure, so let's see how he rebounds. I'd be shocked if he just kind of starts, throwing some crazy picks, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Norman Fletcher drops back, throws it into coverage, almost comes down with it over 3 defenders. Bit of a risky read. I thought the curl may have been open on the level underneath, but regardless, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and as I said, Dan's not a guy that kind of chokes under pressure or lets the moment get to him. But yeah, just seemed to kind of heave that one deep when he might have had at least that curl open.
Trips to the right here, 3rd and 4. Obviously, Stephen Cooper, one of the most lethal linebackers in this league, especially in the passing game. But right now, it looks like he's going to use her more in the flats as he will drop back. Norman Fletcher goes to the in route. Beautiful read there, able to come down with it under pressure. Gain of 18 and a first down for the Saints.
Yeah, that's a Dan staple. We'll see if Lucky and the Seattle Seahawks defense start to pick up on that he loves going to that on 3rd down. You just got to really kind of float there in the middle with your linebacker and kind of almost, just intimidate him from throwing that.
As we have play action here, he will drop back, made the zig up, and then go to it. Goes to the corner route. Beautiful throw. Trapped it!
Yeah, that was a tough animation right there. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough right there. I've never seen that. That was weird. Looked like the ball, the low ball might have been thrown behind him. So, maybe you can make the case that that's where a low ball, shouldn't probably work. And it didn't kind of, like I said, it might have been thrown behind and got tackled. So, but still tough animation nonetheless.
Listen, I have a very complicated relationship with low balls in this game. They've frustrated me many times. But, you got to use them. It's a feature in the game, and of course Dan's smart by using them as much as he does. He will drop back 3-man rush, goes to the flats. Will he be able to get the first down? Jukes does not have enough to get it, although ball at the 45. I expect Dan to go for this.
Yeah, we know Dan and Austin, the Dans and Austins of the league are some of the more aggressive users. You're kind of in no man's land here, 4th and 4, can't kick the field goal. A punt's really only going to net you about 30 yards or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely makes sense.
Yeah, good decision in my opinion. 4th and 4 here, just under 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Big potential play here. Norman Fletcher will drop back. Intercepted by the user by Staten. Will he get up here? Takes it to the 43, and man, great user by Lucky. I thought he got trapped up at the D line, but able to dislodge himself just in time, and Norman Fletcher 2 picks on 2 drives to start this game off.
That was just an absolute insane pick. I guess that was, I'm assuming, a safety, because the only way you're getting that a linebacker to make that pick is if he has lurker, and my assumption was that was safety, because that was just some insane, like, Madden 18 lurk type stuff right there.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful by Lucky. I did not think he was going to be able to get that off. As he may see a deep shot here, we do not. Instead, goes to David Njoku, new Seattle, former Cleveland Brown. Gain of 3 there, 3rd and 5, and I believe this is the first 3rd down of the day for Lucky.
Sorry, one second. My dog's chewing on something.
You're all good. You're all good. This is what you get in these Better League Network booths, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, 3rd and 5. Lucky got me feeling real good about how this game's going so far. But gotta take advantage because Dan's very liable to just get things going on offense at any time. So we'll see what he's able to do. Again, 3rd and 5. Weapons all over the field. DK Metcalf, Jerry Jeudy, obviously Arnett. Just a lot for Dan to have to deal with here as he will drive back. May have X instead intercepted by Thomas, and this could be a pick 6. Cam Rich throws the interception into Saints. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be the those types of plays, those types of moments are going to be the defining factor of Lucky's NFC Championship game right here. You just can't do that, and like CMS just said, and that's very lucky of Madden 20. Like there's the lucky of Madden 21. Yeah, there's nothing there. It's 3rd down. I understand you want to keep this momentum going. You kind of got Dan reeling a little bit here in this first quarter, but you make one mistake like that, and it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, you have a dream start, perfect start. 2 turnovers by the Saints. You're able to get a touchdown of your own, and now it's just, 1 play later, now it's a tie game again, and everything's kind of reset here as we have a dive here. Arnett may have had a bit of a hold. It looks like this will be brought back due to holding. We've seen a lot of holding in these playoffs, and of course, Dan going to accept that 1st and 17 here now for the Hawks.
Yeah, so let's see how Lucky responds here. I think he opened up that last drive. He passed, and I can't remember if he passed again on 2nd down, but I would like to see him really just continue to do this right here. I know he just got a hold, and so it's tough to run on 1st and 17, but until Dan's going to stop Arnett, you keep running Arnett. That is what it is. I think a lot of people see me do that with Mixon. If no one's going to stop Mixon, I'm just going to keep running Mixon. I've got Burrow, I've got Hot Route Master, but if you're not going to stop somebody, I'll keep using it. I
would have stuck with the initial play call there and said he will drive back 3-man rush. No one really open. RB eventually going to get open, going to dump it off here. Arnett jukes a man, unable to juke the 2nd man, and that's going to get stuck at the line. And yeah, all of a sudden, the Saints defense starting to clamp up, and now we have a 3rd and long here for Cam Rich.
Yeah, and this right here, this is another example. 3rd and 12, don't do too much Lucky. If the play's there, take it. If not, then live for the next series.
Through rush, he will go to that route. Beautiful read, DK Metcalf with his first completion of the day, and that is a huge, when all the momentum was going the Saints' way, that's a big 3rd and long conversion for the Hawks.
Yeah, the DB, that should have been a pick for sure, I think. The DB
very easily could have been, yeah.
Very far underneath that, just kind of looked very turned around. I don't know if that slot corner's got low play rec, low awareness, whatever it is, but he looked like he was, very confused on what he was supposed to do there.
Yeah, just didn't really want to cover anyone there, and yeah, maybe a bit of a break for Cam Rich Company as we have a dump off here on the RPO. O'Neal hits the hole. O'Neal gets rocked, and oh boy, it's not snowing, it's not raining. We may not see a ton of fumbles, but take a couple more of those during the juke, and could very easily see something go wrong here.
Yep. I like this play call to Lucky here. We'll see what he can do with it.
Absolutely. Play action on 1st and 10. Has wide open. No. Instead, tried to go to Arnett, and maybe was staring down the dump off a bit too much there because the crosser was wide open over the middle.
Yeah. And I think that's maybe just a difference that you can see of, Lucky's maybe a more run-first user, whereas, a user like Dan, myself, Austin, like, we see that crosser right away.
Yeah, listen, I know that from experience. As we have a handoff to Arnett. Not a ton going. 8 rushes, 61 yards. Solid day for Arnett so far, although, of course, the majority of that was on a chunk run on the first drive of the game, so we'll see whether he's able to kind of get something going here. 3rd and 8. We have play action here. May go to B. Has B. Jerry Jeudy gets killed again. But again, another 3rd down conversion here. Cam Rich, not the best day for him so far, but stepping up in these 3rd down situations.
Yeah, and I don't like the play. I do like that play. I don't like using it in that 3rd and 8, but it worked out for him. A play action on 3rd and 8, it's not faking anyone, and you're only hurting yourself if the user run or pass commits on a play action. So, but worked out for Lucky there.
Counter out a gun and or power out, I suppose, kind of a weird animation, but yeah, this is where it's gonna be tough against Dan. He's really, really good at filling these running lanes with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Able to kind of bring one of those safeties down, have an extra guy in the box. So it's going to be tough, I think Lucky's going to get maybe a bit more unpredictable with his runs as Cam Rich takes a shot. Ooh, Jerry Jeudy could have a touchdown there if he just, rack catch that, but a nice read by Lucky and huge first down again for the Hawks.
That's tough. I think it was the right decision to do a possession catch because Dan clicked on and then got a kind of weird animation. His
stretch to Arnett. Arnett had it if he hits a little more outside, but tried to cut it inside, and I did that like 5 times yesterday with Banner, so I can't judge.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, when Dan clicked on, his guy kind of stuttered. So, really, if his DB didn't stutter, he probably should have possession caught it regardless because he would have had someone on his hip. And we know when you rack catch it, it can be knocked out. So, I think it was just kind of an unfortunate series for both people. For sure, yeah. Tough breaks for both of them as we have a 26 duo concept. Arnett, touchdown, Seahawks! Yeah, and I think Barnett on the sidelines after Penny scored said, "Coach, you're not taking me out. You're not taking me out this time. I'm getting mine, okay?" And that's a huge response. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak today.
No, you're good.
That's a huge response out of Lucky right there. He's a guy that often you see from time to time. Once he throws that first pick, they start to come in bunches a little bit. He kept his composure. He said, "Listen, a lot of game left. A lot of time. Let's focus on what's in front." He had multiple 3rd downs that he picked up. That was huge. Maybe a couple lucky things, but everything bounces out in that. So great drive.
Yeah, good mental toughness there from Lucky, and now we'll see, of course, how Dan's able to respond. Has not actually scored on offense as Norman Fletcher drops back, goes to the drag route immediately. Thomas not much going there, and Norman Fletcher 4 for 8 with 2 picks. Obviously not the start that Dan would want here offensively, but still plenty of time to get things turned around.
Yeah, and to your point, I think Lucky honestly is one of the more underrated defensive users in this league.
Yes.
I can't remember what season I played the NFC West, but he gave me the most competition out of all the NFC West users. And it was because, oh boys, we have a shot here, and Byard able to tackle him, but that is a huge gain. Just victimized the cover 2, victimized the clap flat, and that's going to be open all day there against that coverage. 1st and 10. Yeah, and Fletcher just got that ball off. Could have been an under pressure throw. Had it been, Byard might have been able to get over there, but wasn't able to. I just burped.
1st and 10 here. Just under 6 minutes remaining. Again, Norman Fletcher once again will drop back down a bit more. Pass happy now again. In route wide open as Walls gets depleted. And I've not seen a ton of fumbles in these playoffs. Already both users with multiple hit sticks. We'll see if that becomes a factor here. 1st and 10.
Yeah, and you keep bringing it up, and I sure hope it doesn't happen to Dan because he's been a victim to fumbles to myself and a couple people. He's lost 2 Super Bowls to me off of fumbles. He lost a regular season game this year. Did I play Dan this season? I think I did. Yeah, and he lost that regular season game basically to a fumble. So let's hope it doesn't happen here because someone might have to be on Dan watch if he fumbles in a crucial situation.
Yeah, the post-game interview might be really interesting if Dan falls victim to that. We'll see what happens here. 2nd and 1 handoff here. I believe the first handoff of the drive. Alvin Kamara gets a nice gain of 3 and a 1st down. Norman Fletcher, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm gonna say something which he's coming out in single back here again, so I'll wait and see what happens.
Sounds good. 1st and 10, okay, first blitz of the game here. Alvin Kamara wide open. Gets in, touchdown Saints.
Yeah, so here's what I was gonna say. Dan is not a guy that gets in single back a lot, or he doesn't get under center very often. And so if I were Lucky, and this might be a very bold decision, but as this game gets down to it, you don't have to do this now, but as we get to the 3rd, 4th quarter, if you see Dan get under center, I would just run commit. Because you don't see Dan, if he goes under center, he's probably running. You don't see him pass a lot of under center. I know, because Fletcher got hot run master, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I know when I talked to Dan, he said, now that I have hot run master, I might go under center more, but I feel like I haven't seen him pass under center still. Yeah. So I don't know. As this game gets closer, Dan's a shotgun-heavy user. If you see him get under center, I would take the gamble and think he's probably right. So that's just maybe something I would consider if I were lucky, but not now in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe in a crucial fourth quarter situation. Yeah, if you want to pull that out, be risky. Might be a good decision, but yeah, for now, we'll see who's able to do 2 straight handoffs here. Arnett has room. Arnett unable to get the first down, but takes it to the 34. And yeah, I think after that pick 6, after a couple other, questionable reads from Cambridge, I think we're going to see a pretty run-heavy attack here from Lucky's Seahawks, especially, given that the run's been working relatively well this game, 3rd and 1. Fake snap, and again, we're going to have 3 straight handoffs here. Arnett, able to hit the hole. Arnett has room, takes it all the way past midfield to the 49-yard line. I thought that was a good run user by Dan, but, Arnett just with that speed, he's just built different.
Yeah, and I think what Dan's going to have to learn in this game is with the speed of Arnett, you can't play – I really don't think you can play aggressive against the run. I think you have to play.
A is wide open, able to take it. David Njoku breaks the tackle, falls forward. The heart from the tight end there, and another huge gain. Cam Rich, a couple questionable reads, but also a couple huge chunk plays by the Hawks through the air.
Yeah, and good mix of pass and run right now and play action out of Lucky. But what I was saying is, I think you have to play a little bit kind of bend but don't break against Arnett. You can't be like sprinting through these running lanes because Arnett's so fast, he'll do this right here.
Oh my goodness.
And what looks like it's going to be a disastrous play, and he's able to at least get it back to the line of scrimmage. Obviously that worked out for the Saints. They'll take that all day long, but on that 3rd one, for example, yes, Dan shot that run lane perfectly, but Arnett just took it the other way and, used that speed and got away. So I think you got to play a little bit bend but don't break against this Seahawks run.
This is where time's going to be a factor here, because remember, Lucky gets the ball to start the second half, so Lucky could find himself in a pretty good situation if he doesn't choke this away, and the right side intercepted by Williams, and Metcalf unable to take him. This could be a pick 6. Williams gets sticky. Oh my God! Ankles are all around the Superdome. Touchdown, Saints!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, how quickly a game can turn around, Cody. Good Lord.
Everything about that was absolute BS. Lucky said it. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Lucky, because you did throw it right to his user. I understand that DK kind of missed that tackle, but we know tackling is kind of a mixed bag in this game anyways. And then, well, I don't know. Dan must have whipped his thing out and got a little sticky, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, DBC, ladies and gentlemen, if you know, you know. 1st and 10, 21-14 Saints, and man, it feels weird to say, but Lucky's been playing very well offensively other than 2 plays, but those 2 plays just happen to be pick 6s, so here we are, 21-14.
And he's in the chat, he said he was butt naked, wide open. I think if you were to rewatch this at the end of the game, you will see Lucky, he was not wide open.
1st and 10.
I need you locking in.
Stretch play. Yeah, I know, we need locked in here, because, again, Seattle about to get the ball to start the second half here, so, still not in a horrible position, just going to have to kind of reset here mentally.
Yeah, I think if you're Seattle, you need to get down the field, use some clock. You don't want to have Dan have time to go down and counter what what you just do here on offense. But 3 points is a victory. I mean, a touchdown is amazing, and that's a great response. But get down the field and get in field goal range right now. That's Seattle. That should be Seattle's goal.
Yeah, had a really nice bounce back drive after the first pick 6. We'll see what happens after this second one here, as he will drop back, may take a deep shot to X, didn't have it. Cam Rich, just gets that away. 2nd and 10, good throw.
Yeah, and that's a case of dropping back way too far. If he just stays in the pocket there, he probably can buy himself a couple more seconds, but once he drops back far enough, the contain gets to him. Yeah, it's something I still have to work on as a user. 2nd and 10, again, 3-man rush. He will drop back, throws it to the corner. Very, very dangerous read. Threw it pretty much right to the safety, and receiver and safety unable to come down with it there, 3rd and 10. Yeah, and honestly, this is going to sound maybe like a weird call, but I would run it if you're lucky and make Dan use a timeout. Because Dan wants to get aggressive. I would run it and make him use a timeout.
He will drop back, maybe flat down briefly there. Intercepted again by Moore. Will he be able to get up here? Very nearly took that to the house, but Moore gets tackled at the 4-4. And this is the Cam Rich we know and love here, kind of shooting the Seahawks in the foot a little bit.
Yeah, and it's tough, man. I feel like the ball has just been out of Arnett's hand way too much, and maybe it's a bit of the moment, and Lucky kind of, feels like he wants to get that lead back a little bit, but it's just these picks are hurting him so much right now. I mean, he's gifted the Saints 14 points, and then potentially he's about to gift them another 3, if not another 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's, not as if Dan's had an amazing offensive game. He's thrown 2 picks. It's not like it's been particularly explosive, but yeah, the Seahawks really will be kicking themselves in the foot here for how this first quarter has gone. Norman Fletcher will drop back. Fletcher, no one open. Gonna have to throw this away, hopefully, as he just gets it off 3rd and 9. And we have a gifted sub. Cam gifting a sub to Hero Austin. Thank you so much. Those are 2 Miami brothers right there. You'll love to see it. 3rd and 9.
Yeah. Fletcher held on to that much longer than he should have. Maybe took an unnecessary hit. There was no one near him. I would have just dumped that the second I got out of the pocket.
3rd and 9. He will drop back. May have the ankle open briefly. Oh my goodness! What a succulent dot by Norman Fletcher. I thought that was a pick. Wow.
Yeah, that's and what Dan did right there is he had a little in route angle route combo, and then once the linebacker bit down that angle route, then he dumped or he threw it right over the linebacker's head to the in route.
Flat's wide open, goes to it. Bit of a questionable animation there for Kamara. Kind of had to double back for the ball. 2nd and 6, and yeah, I mean, if you're Seattle this one, got to hold them to 3. Again, as I've said, you're about to get the ball back, so you won't be in a horrible position, but just cannot let New Orleans put 7 on the board right here. So we have another gifted sub, CMAS, gifting a sub to Morty. Thanks so much, CMAS, for again continuing to support your own channel. One of your own biggest supporters here. 2nd and 6, 17 seconds remaining. Trips to the left. He will drop back. Carter all over the drag route there. No. Good usering as Norman Fletcher has all the time in the world. Amazing
and using
blocking
way
there.
Too much time now.
Got to throw this away, as he will. They could have called roughing there, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one where Dan was hoping something was going to happen. I honestly, for me, I probably would have just went ahead and got that and threw that ball away once he was out of the, because now he's got 1 more play left. If he would have got rid of that ball sooner, he probably would have had at least 2 or 3 more plays.
So we have a handoff here. Kamara has room. Alvin Kamara takes it. He grabs some water during halftime, but takes it to the 10-yard line, and this is where we're going to see the field goal unit, and I'm going to assume this is go through, and I'm going to be back in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, sounds good. So we'll see right here as the Saints will line up, kick the field goal. It's good, and that will take us to halftime. So far, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a crazy game. The Seahawks came out firing, and then, what we've seen kind of all cycle long a little bit with, well, not all cycle, but, maybe all cycle, but at least in terms of Cam Rich, we've seen, in Cam Rich's career, he's been a guy that's going to just toss it around the yard, whether, the good and bad are going to come with that. He is, a prime sexy Rexy candidate probably every single season. So we'll see how Lucky can respond here. Only down 10, a whole half of football left to play. Would love to see him get the ball to Arnett a bit more. Arnett right there, trying to find something happen. Really wasn't a whole lot. Tried to kick to the outside. Maybe could have kept that inside. But ultimately was able to pick up 1, as Arnett seems to always do. Always gets back to that line of scrimmage, if not getting more yards. Ball back to Arnett.
Jesus.
He's going to pick up, I think, 3. That's a 3rd and 6. And so, I think that's, obviously a 3rd and 6, isn't the best situation, but you definitely, if you're lucky, you don't want to be in these 3rd and long situations. 6 is much more manageable than 8, 9, 10.
The play-by-play man's down bad right now, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll lock back in for you guys. 3rd and 6. He will drop back. Had X open, didn't go to it, and said, oh my God, goes to the drag route.
This is going to be
decision
a big
time
decision here.
4th and 1. Very quick to go to that punt. What do you think, Cody?
I don't love it just because I feel like Dan has all the momentum right now. He's a guy that once he's feeling confident, he could very well go down here. And listen, Lucky's defense has played pretty well for the most part. Obviously Dan just got a field goal and he was already in basically field goal range after the interception. But playoff games, sometimes you got to be a little risky and make these big plays. But we'll see if the defense can answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have Rashad Arnett. As I said, Dan has all the momentum. I probably would have gone for that, but easier said than done. Obviously, we're in the booth here, so easier to be bold, I guess, when you're just announcing 2nd and 6. Kamara
yeah.
just for...
And like CMS say, to win Super Bowls, to win big games, to win playoff games, stuff like that, you have to steal possessions. Austin did it against me. He went for on a big 4th down. That was I think a 4th and 4 on right around this part of the field that Dan's at right now. and ended up picking up. Had he not picked it up, I think at that time the game was tied or I had the lead. I can't remember. But that's some of the that's Austin, and he goes for the or that's what you see out of these guys that win these types of games is they go for those big plays and they get them.
Play action here. Stephen Cooper all over the in route, although beautiful read there on the crosser. Walls able to take it for gain of 15 and a first down. And New Orleans starting to look a bit more locked in here. Obviously, shaky start offensively in the first quarter, but find herself up 10 anyway, the beneficiary of 2 pick sixes. And as you said, Dan feeling more and more confident as this game goes on.
Yeah, and I think something I'd like to see out of Lucky is I don't think, at least for me personally, in my experience,
as we have a deep shot into coverage here. Almost! It is intercepted by Byard, and Byard has room. Will he be able to take this to the house? Byard! Jukes takes it to the 28-yard line, and man, you're damn, you have all the momentum, and then you just throw it up to coverage like that. I don't know.
And you know what I was just about to say, and I'm going to speak over the play-by-play unless something happens here, but I was going to say right before that play happened is I keep seeing Lucky come out and
oh, buddy, Arnett. Gain of 11, keep going.
I keep seeing Lucky do hard flats and that type of stuff. In my experience, Dan isn't a guy that's going to attack the hard flats like myself, Austin, Alex, some of these guys in the league. Dan likes his big plays. He's not going to sling it down the field too often, but as you've seen now, he's thrown a couple balls down the field where they've been in double, triple coverage, and he right on that exact play, he had his tight open, butt naked for probably 20 yards because there was no one there. And I don't know if he saw a coverage there or whatever, or a coverage or something, and that's why he chucked it. But all I gotta say is I would love to see Lucky do a little less hard flats because I don't think you're gonna see Dan really attack the hard flats as much as another Austin type user would.
Yeah, for sure. And Lucky's kind of got to be looking at the scoreboard and shaking his head right here because I'd go so far as to say that Dan's not playing well offensively, but he throw 2 pick sixes and that's what'll happen here. Down 10, but of course able to potentially get some momentum back here with a scoring drive. We'll see what he's able to do coming out and gun double flex here. And this is an interesting play call. So we have a little bit of a sweep concept there out of the gun. Sometimes this can break big, but not there. Our net gain of 2 already with 23 rushes on the day.
Dan had to play a near perfect game against me and then play like trash versus Lucky. It's all about matchups, as we say in the better league. It's all about matchups.
Absolutely, I've found that out. 2nd and 8 here, just over halfway through, as we may have a deep shot here. Good read there, Njoku. Unable to come down with it. Bit tough there for Lucky, but it wasn't the coverage.
Yeah, it wasn't the coverage for sure. Would have loved to see Njoku come down with that. Those tight ends do get some glitchy animations, but I'm sure Dan's thinking, that should be dropped.
Third and 8 here. We'll see what they'll do. I assume that Jerry Jeudy is the primary read here. We'll see. See what Cambridge is able to do because when he's forced to pass the ball, hasn't gone great here. So he will drop back. Good usering by Dan. Cambridge rolls out, throws it away. 4th and 8 on the opposing side of the field.
It's just dropping way too far back. I understand the that's the natural kind of feel is you want to keep just dropping back to buy yourself more time, but it was a 3-man rush and he had a perfect pocket. If anything, if he stayed up in that pocket, there was nobody in the middle field. Cam Rich might have had a first down with the legs, but he just kept dropping back. Once he dropped back far enough, the D ends broke their contain, and then he got, he had to chuck the ball away. I need to see a little bit more pocket presence out of Lucky.
And I wonder if that's a sign of nerves because in my experience, the couple games I've played against him and then also, watching him in a couple playoff games, it seems like Cam Rich has decent pocket presence, but hasn't today, as you said. Stephen Cooper unable to break the hole. Kamara gets loose, although runs into the defense there. Gain of 7 there, able to kind of, back himself up from the end zone.
Yeah, and that's that's what we see out of Dan sometimes. I'm not sure why he took that to the outside. His wide receiver came in and blocked and had inside leverage, and then he kicked it to the outside and basically let the cornerback tackle him. I think if he took it in between those 2 wide receivers that were blocking, that might have been a touchdown. But like we've said, Dan obviously isn't the most feared running user.
Stephen Cooper making his presence felt there. 3rd and 1 as we have a dive here. Alvin Kamara just able to get that. Oh my God! Alvin Kamara! And it's going to be one of those last-second holding penalties. I can relate to Dan there. Those are tough.
Are you accepting that? Connor?
In the regular season, no, but in the playoffs, I'll be honest with you, I might.
Listen, hey, boss, I agree. I'm declining that.
So, I mean, I know you are. I know you're not just saying that, as we have a dump off there. Alvin Kamara just able to get both feet in bounds. Gain of 5 there, and attacking the flats there really nicely. Alvin Kamara making his presence felt in the passing game. But yeah, those are just tough. You're right.
For sure, yeah, and like I said, it's just one of, it's a personal preference. It's just all it is. I won't blame somebody for taking a bullcrap penalty, because it is what it is. But for me personally, I will you'll never see me at the end of a game someone being like, "Oh, you accepted that bullcrap penalty and that helped you win the game." Like, no, I didn't, because I declined it.
I mean, listen, I don't get mad for people accepting any penalty, honestly. It's just,
I'll never get upset about it.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's part of the game. Had the corner right open, didn't go to it. Instead, goes across to Marquise Bright with, I believe, his first reception of the day, finally making his presence felt. Gain of 27. And a first down for New Orleans, and this is danger time for Lucky Seahawks.
And CMAS, you do bring up a good point, CMAS. He did, that was a very bullcrap animation, so that is a great counterpoint that, sure, Lucky accepted that, bullcrap penalty, but Dan did kind of get the bullcrap animation. So I will say that is a very valid.
Once again, as crossover goes to it, this is again Marquise Bright, exact same situation, exact same route, and another chunk play for the Saints, now knocking on the doorstep of the red zone here. And man, if they're able to go up 31-14 here, with how Cam Rich has looked, I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Lucky's still able to potentially keep it a 2-possession game here with a stop. 24-14 handoff. Beautiful tackle there by Barnett. One of the first times we've seen him get involved. Loss of 4.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see how this Seahawks defense responds here. Let's see if they can come up with a big play. They've done it a couple times already this game, but that was all in the first half.
2nd and 14. Looks like we're setting up for a 3-man rush here. We have play action here. Again, I'm suffering. Dump off. Thomas on the ball and able to pick it up. Blair. And man, that is exactly the turnaround that Lucky needed. We were asking for those fumbles, and they finally hit. My goodness, what hit there by the Seahawks.
And I didn't knock on wood when I was talking about Dan and fumbling in the playoffs earlier in the game. And, well, there it is. Another big fumble. Let's see how this Seahawks team can respond.
Yes, sir. And this is, kind of a do or die drive here. You really got to take advantage. Arnett bounces to the outside. Beautiful diving tackle there by the Saints. And, I see some people complain about those diving tackles, but to me, with how bad the pursuit angles are in this game, I think it's a necessary evil.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, but I agree. I mean, as bad as the pursuit angles are, those little suction tackles need to happen.
Drops back once again, 3-man rush. Has RB wide open, goes to it. This is Arnett with a beautiful juke, and then gets decleated. Man, again, that could have been dangerous, but
yeah,
able to get the first down.
And I just saw Cam Rich's stat line, 10 for 18. I think it's at 180 yards and 3 interceptions. That's just, I mean, this game would be just a much different game if it
hikes it Arnett with a holding penalty, and that'll be brought back. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not announcing the AFC Championship game because little Alex has no heart. I'm not announcing the Super Bowl because I'll be out of town. So one more time for this cycle for me. Put your phones in the chat!
There it is. There it is.
Woo!
Keep the scores in there.
Yes, sir, baby. You love to hear it. 1st and 17, and I'm seeing stars after that one. He will drop back. Goes to Arnett. User pulled off of it at the last second. Arnett will get a nice gain of 9. Essentially undoes the holding penalty there with that one. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and I think earlier I saw, I think Hero say, it seemed like he said something along the lines of,
Cam Rich got thrown away. That is intentional grounding. Once again, dropping too far back. That's been the story of the game for Cam Rich, among other things. 3rd and a mile.
Yeah, and that one I don't know if he had much to do with yet. He kind of got pressured right away. Nobody was really open. Tried to do what he could, but yeah, definitely still, kind of the story of the game so far. But I'll say what I was going to say here in a little bit.
And boy, do I not like this.
I don't know what this is.
This is interesting, Although he may have. What a succulent done by Cam Rich. I was about to roast the play call, but man, that's the best throw of the night for Cam Rich. Good Lord.
Oh my What in the world just happened?
Hey, I mean, you'll take that if you're a Seahawks fan. And here we are, 9 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. A beautiful play to extend the drive here. Strong power. Arnett.
Arnett
falls forward.
He's just, I don't know if it's just, he's kind of feeling like he needs to take that outside, but he had his left guard, he had the pulling right guard, basically in the middle of the field, ready to go take on whoever, and he just didn't follow him. He just didn't follow the pulling guard.
2nd and 6 goes to the dump off, although nothing doing out there. O'Neal to break a tackle, and then O'Neal gets destroyed. But man, good heart by O'Neal just to get a gain of 4 there. 3rd and 2.
Yeah, but before, what I was saying is I saw Hero say he felt like Fletcher always has all the time in the world. And what I would challenge is look at Dan's pocket presence. He's a guy that will drop back too far sometimes, but when he's playing his best, he sits in that pocket. And if you block a running back and sit in that pocket against a 3-man rush, you're going to have a lot of time.
And Seamas saying his obsession is trying to get the edge, referring to Arnett. Yeah, I mean, it's very tempting, and I've felt that with Banner too. You have a speedy running back like that, you want to just hit the outside, but yeah, sometimes you just got to take what the defense gives you, and now he hits the edge. Arnett gets loose, and but with that dive, that could have been a touchdown. Didn't tackle him, but first 10 of 26, age 8, oh my lord.
That could have been dangerous because Dan got a little unlucky there. I think he clicked on thinking he was clicking onto that guy closest. For some reason, it clicked onto the guy down the field. He dove. If Arnett would have broken that tackle, that would be tutter.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 now. 26 drops. Back. Has wide. Goes to it. Beautiful read there to Higbee. The tight end gain of 16. And this is the best drive we've seen from Lucky since the first quarter.
Yeah, and it's a 10-point game. You cannot make a mistake. You cannot make a mistake. A field goal is still a victory in this situation. You'd love to get a touchdown, but do not force it for a touchdown.
Yeah, don't want to get too greedy here, and we'll see who's able to do as we have play action, takes a shot to Metcalf, well accepted by Palmer, and
that's forcing it.
Right on cue. Right on cue. There it is.
Forcing it. I understand. You want to just get it up there to Metcalf. He's the biggest guy in the field, but the DB was underneath. The DB was underneath at least like 2 yards.
Yeah.
And so Metcalf really couldn't even jump all that. He was just hoping the DB missed it. That's the story of this. Assuming this game stays the way it is, the story of this game and this loss for Lucky is interceptions.
As Stephen Cooper, oh my God, what a hit there. Kamara gonna feel that one tomorrow. But I mean, you really just got to get 3 and out at this point, because at this point the time is ticking down, and when the DB is underneath leverage like that and you're bullet passing it, I don't care if it's DK Metcalf, that's gonna be a tough ask of your receiver. And I mean, man, Lucky's gonna be just kicking himself if he loses this one, because he's had his chances for sure. 2nd and 9, ball at the 21. Again, Norman Fletcher finally has that Omaha activated. It's taken all game, but here we are as Stephen Cooper, good using there, takes a deep shot to Marquise Bright, and that will send Dan to the Super Bowl. Touchdown, Saints!
And Dan makes it back. Let's see, is this his first Super Bowl since season 1?
Yep, first one.
So, I guess second, but first one since season 1. But so
yeah.
Dan gonna make it back to a Super Bowl. Very, very big for him. Happy for him. I know, he's first NFC champ since season 2. So first NFC champ since season 2, first Super Bowl since season 1. And that is, I'm happy for him. I think personally he still has a pretty tall task at hand. No matter who wins between Alex and Austin, because I think in general the best 2 users.
Oh my gosh.
You ask me, and maybe I've got a little bit of AFC bias here, but in my opinion, the best 2 users in the league the past 4-ish seasons have been, or 4 or 5 seasons have been little Alex and Austin. You can make a case for Seamas as a second or a close third. Look, he's already talking. I'm saying.
Oh my goodness, Arnett getting sticky, and that is a massive touchdown, Seahawks.
Yeah, Seamas. I wasn't disrespecting you. I said you can make the case for you. I'm just saying, in my opinion, if you put little Alex in the NFC, he probably would have already had at least 2 Super Bowl appearances, if not maybe even potentially a Super Bowl.
No, yeah, I would go so far as to say he runs that conference. Like if he's over there, especially with how well he's been able to team build. Yeah, little Alex is nothing to play with, and it's just he has a Goliath-sized obstacle in his way in Austin. But other than that, I mean, he's just been pretty dominant within the AFC.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that game goes between them. Because he kind of does this every time he plays Austin, and he only halfway means it, or sometimes he only like very little means it. But he was already kind of like talking up, like, "Oh, I lost this game." Da 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 da. Oh, tough right there that fit in. But that is a linebacker, not animating, and we see that all season long. But it'll be interesting to see how the AFC Championship game goes, because he seems a little unconfident already, which you cannot go into a game against Austin unconfident. You have to feel confident in yourself, feel like, you know what, I can win this game. And, I felt that way even when I was down 21, was able to fight back. Unfortunately, Austin, was the better player still in that game and was able to make more plays than me. But it'll be interesting to see if that's a tight game or if Austin blows him out just because of, kind of Alex's mentality currently.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. So we have a slip screen here, the first slip screen of the day for Alvin Kamara. Oh, my Lord. Jamal Adams just laying the lumber there, 3rd and 3.
Could you imagine another? My guess is Dan's probably on conservative right now if he wasn't already.
Yeah, that would be good. And if Lucky's able to get a stop here, this game not completely over after that that chunk play. But we'll see. I mean, he really just needs a stop on this play. Handoff here. Stephen Cooper hits the edge, gets the stop, and this will be interesting. He's going to go for it on 4th and 2. This is a very ballsy decision here. We'll see what he does. Drops back, 4-man rush, has a zig right open, goes to it. Will he give it? Oh my God, I don't even have the voice for that right now. But don't look now, boys. Here come the Seattle Seahawks. Not dead yet.
Also, good thing Lucky didn't listen to me there, because I did say run commit and he passed it.
That's one of those tough animations, those little short out routes where you're trying to get the first down and they just, kind of warp to past first down line. Arnett, handoff. I mean, Arnett's, 29 rushes, 238 yards. Arnett is going out on his shield right now, but unfortunately, Cam Rich doing the exact opposite. Again, this game's not over, but going to have to get going pretty quickly here if you are lucky. 2nd and 9, trips to the right. He will drop back. 3-man rush goes to the corner route there. Nice little lob to Courtois. Is now we have
nice touch pass.
Yeah, nice touch pass. We have no huddle here. I like this play call too, especially against this defense. He will do a slip screen, has some downfield blocking. Arnett gets loose. Arnett goes out of bounds. And, hey, we were talking about this game in the past tense a little bit ago, but Seattle very much still in this game. Yeah.
We sure were. And all of a sudden, he's in the same position he was about 3 minutes ago, where a field goal makes it a 1-possession game.
Yeah, shoot. Here we are, 31-21. He will drop back. Will he try to force it? Does force it to Metcalf. DK. Oh, if I thought for a second. But gets swatted away. Good play there by the Saints.
I think that was, once again, Marcus Williams with the help on the back end, who's been just a monster, maybe the MVP of this game, for the whole team, not even the defense, but because that was Metcalf lighting up with that ability, was probably going to get brought down to Williams, who, broke it up.
And he's made some plays today. He's been very, very impressive. May take the seam shot there. Derek Duty.
Oh, no.
Just unable to get his feet in, and that's a tough break, because that was a second one dot.
Oh, no. Oh, that
hurts.
Oh,
that hurts me. Ooh, one of the best reads of the game there for Cam Rich, and just unable to get his feet in. If he throws that a half-second series, that's probably a touchdown. Instead, 3rd and 10, he'll effectively go empty here with that play call, as he will drop back. Oh, my goodness, Metcalf able to get the first down, and still with 3 timeouts. You want to conserve as many of those timeouts as possible for defense. We will see no huddle here. Once again, trips to the right.
Probably looking for O'Neal in the slot here.
Potential here. We'll see 3-man rush. Has B. Oh, my goodness, as he goes down.
I think he was probably staring at the middle of the field there at the slot. He wanted O'Neal on that little post, and then kind of really probably kept his eyes in the middle towards the left, because that's where he was kind of starting to go.
Drops back once again, 3-man rush, force it to RB, intercepted by Palmer, and that is officially game. Will he take it to the house? Tries to get, oh my God, he gets killed by an offensive lineman, but that's game right there. Congrats to the Saints, congrats to Dan. He will move on to his second Super Bowl of the cycle, where he will face the winner of Austin and Little Alex. We await that game either tomorrow or the day after.
Ugh. Yeah, that's tough. It's a 97 throw power, doesn't it? I don't even know if it was that.
I don't think that was, yeah, I don't think that was throw power.
I think it was just a tough animation, Lucky. So it is tough, but, you know, I'm going to keep it real with you. And, you know, at the end of the day, you gifted Dan 14 points. More than that, actually. At least you gifted him at least 17 points off of interceptions. And if I minus 31 from 17, 21 beats that.
Yeah, this was, you know, that's kind of being a dead horse here. This was an incredibly, incredibly winnable game for Lucky. And, you know, tough situation here, but, you know, I think what we've seen is Lucky's cycle is going to come to an end. I think we've seen him really improve as the cycle's gone on. You know, obviously the team building, Arnett, Stephen Cooper and company helped that, but we've seen Lucky, you know, take a couple steps up as a user as the cycle's gone on, and hopefully he'll be able to kind of keep the good success going in Madden 22, but this will end his cycle. The Seattle Seahawks, Stephen Cooper, Rashad Arnett, Cam Rich, well, you know, Cam Rich, not exactly a great drafted player, but so many great drafted players, so many memories from the Seattle Seahawks team come to a close here as the clock continues to tick down here. Before we talk about Dan, Cody, just give me your thoughts on Lucky's cycle as this comes to an end.
I think Lucky had a great cycle, to be honest. I mean, I don't know that anyone, you know, at the beginning of the team reveal, when you saw Cloud, King, and Ben in the NFC West, I think a lot of people said, "Oh, Lucky's fourth place in that division," and he time in and time after time proved to the NFC that he was, you know, someone that people shouldn't take lightly. He, you know, he consistently would beat Ben, or maybe not consistently, but, you know, fairly consistently would beat Ben. You know, was able to handle King, you know, very often. Was able to, I think, beat Cloud a few times. Obviously, then, you know, we had a couple different Cardinals users here and there, but, you know, Lucky really, you know, as someone that I feel like a lot of people decided, oh, he's going to be fourth place and probably never make the playoffs, really made a name for himself in Madden, you know, Madden 21 and so, you know, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, really what it comes down to is rings. But, you know, I think Lucky should be proud of himself in the cycle that he had.
One more interception by Cam Rich to close things off. It's a very fitting way for the Cam Rich saga to end more with his second interception today. And, yeah, you know, Lucky, very impressive cycle. Definitely exceeded my expectations, along with, you know, a couple other users. Obviously, Young Alex being another example of that. But we move on now to talk about our NFC representative. Obviously, you know, I mean, Lord knows you and I know this. Lord knows you and I have talked about this on stream. The NFC has not had the best track record in these Super Bowls, Cody. What does Dan need to do to kind of flip the script and, you know, send the NFC home with one ring to kind of close the cycle out here?
I think there's the one most important thing to me is, oh, he got a little sticky.
Just a little. I like that.
The most important thing to me for Dan to win the Super Bowl, whether he's playing Austin or Little Alex, is he has to play better defense. We've seen kind of all cycle long, Dan's just constantly in shootouts. And I don't think you win a shootout against Austin. I don't think you win a shootout against Little Alex, because they're not going to let it become a shootout, because both of those users have proven to put the clamps down on offenses. You know, Little Alex is, you know, maybe second, obviously, to that in Austin. And then the second part to that is he's going to have to play better offense than he did in this game. I mean, he scored 14 points off of pick sixes, and then got a field goal off of interception from Lucky. You know, and you take it as, you know, the game kind of comes to you. So, you know, I'm sure Dan felt like he didn't have to do too much, but I think if Dan wants to win, number one is he has to play better defense, and then number two is he has to play the type of offense he played against Kumar, for example.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just telling them to join real quick. We have the new Super Bowl representative out of the NFC, Dan, you know, finally making it back. Obviously, you know, the cycle as a whole, you know, wasn't what you wanted, but it looks like we're finally going to get a, you know, Saints team that can potentially flip the script here. You make your second Super Bowl of the cycle 6 seasons after making your first one. Dan, just talk to me about, that game or whatever else you want to talk about here.
Oh, well, I'm just over the moon right now. This playoff run's been so magical. Just had, a great game against CMAS, just edged it out. Great game against Kumar, like one of the best games I ever played. Edged that out. And this game against Lucky played tough. I knew it was going to be a tough game. Congratulations to him on what a cycle he's had. I think he's won playoff. He had some huge playoff wins against some great people. Just like the one against Steele, King. So just give him props because he played great today. Arnett was running all over the place. But man, I just keep losing wild card games this cycle. It was just such a frustrating cycle. And you know what? I said one more season. Let's just turn this around. You know what I mean? I love this league so much. I want to win so bad, and it just hurts to just not be dancing even in the divisional round. You know what I mean? So, this is such a relief that I was able to put together a nice run. I wanted Norman Fletcher in at least one Super Bowl. Just compete in a Super Bowl, man, in the biggest stage. I think he deserves it. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in league history, I think. First one to ever get to 99 overall. So I just want to do it for him, man. He's been through a lot of heartbreak, but hopefully, we got one more game. Hopefully we can turn it around.
Absolutely, Dan. And yeah, congrats on a great playoff run you've made. 3 very quality users you went up against, especially the way that Kumar and Lucky have been playing this season, and you've been able to dispatch them all. I guess my one question for you, and I guess you kind of alluded to it there, but what do you think has been the difference? Because obviously, you've suffered, a series of disappointing playoff results. What do you think was the difference, I guess, this season that got you here, that got you to this situation?
I don't know. I mean, I edged out these games. Like before this season, these kind of games I'd lose. I lost a close one to CMAS. That Lucky game in the wild card round a few seasons ago came down to the wire. That Boz game came down to the wire. So I just felt like things were flipping this time. You know what I mean? Sometimes, things are just going your way, and the team is just really special. I had one of those feelings, going into these playoffs. I had I had some 2 really bad losses against Steele, and I played Boz in week 17, regrouped, and man, I don't know what happened. I think a big factor is that Norman Fletcher did get X Factor this past season. He did not get, the glitchy gunslinger abilities or any kind of easy mode, but he did get Hot Route Master, which, I love to cook out the Hot Route Masters, and he got Omaha. And Omaha has been such a factor in these games. Remember, we played Connor before in our game earlier this season.
Yeah.
I just, pulled out so many wins. I was up 10 against Lucky right here, and I could see his coverages. I just felt so good because, man, how are you going to make a mistake if you know exactly what the defense is? So that was so huge just to close out this game. And, man, it's just been such a factor. These playoffs.
You got any questions, Cody? You're muted, Cody.
Oops.
Yes,
yeah, I think my question just is, what's your thoughts on your performance today? Definitely had a couple maybe tough reads and deep down the field, and obviously we're able to get a couple big pick sixes, which helped get some points on the board. But what's your thoughts on your overall performance?
It wasn't perfect, but you don't really have to play perfect to win sometimes. You just got to be the best player on that field today. And, Lucky and I, we've had a history of playing games all the way back from Madden 17. We actually played in a last season Super Bowl in Madden 17 in Madden City. That was probably the only clean game we've ever played. We've probably played dozens of games over the years. Every single game we play is ugly. It's just turnover city. I remember earlier this cycle, we turned the ball over 8 times each. It was probably the most ever turnovers in a game, to be honest, on both sides. So Lucky and I have a history of playing really ugly games, and I threw a really bad. I wouldn't even say it's a really bad decision. It was just a great acrobat play right away. And then Lucky had this phenomenal user interception. He was sneaking behind the defensive line. I couldn't even see the user, and he just popped out, even know where it was. And then the last interception, I just, I keep thinking that these bombs are going to be open. You know what I mean? Like I just think like earlier in the cycle before like the bombs were patched, I just think like, oh my God, they're going to be open. Like I saw like cover 6. I was like, oh, they're matching. I can just bomb it, lead left. But that, deep cornerback was just, does not squat like he used to, and he was able to pick that off. So that was just a mistake on my part. But yeah, it's never a perfect game. If I were to do anything differently this game, it would have been go on conservative at the very beginning, because, I actually went into this game thinking, I mean, I'm not the stickiest person, so sometimes I need to like juke and spin or whatever. But I felt like I had to keep it off conservative just for that. But I felt like going into this game, just because Lucky just loves laying the wood, and the fumbles pop out all the time. Like you know that, Connor, that Cody, especially you guys. I felt like I had one fumble against me this game. I expected it, and it did happen. It happened with my tight end. So that almost flipped the game. I was very frustrated about that, but I was able to regroup and pull out the victory.
All right. Congrats again to Dan. Obviously making your second Super Bowl of the cycle here. You will face the winner of Austin versus Little Alex, which again, that game should happen either tomorrow or the day after. We'll see. It depends on how much heart Little Alex has here with his grad party. Lucky, obviously not the way you wanted to end the season, but a great season to, make, I believe, your first ever conference championship game. Correct me on that if I'm wrong, but just, whatever you want to talk about here, the game, the cycle, anything, just give me your thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's my first championship game. There's a small chance I made one last year in a random run that ended poorly, but I'm pretty sure it was my first championship game. I don't know. It was a fun run. Going into the end of the season, I only played like 3 of my last 8 games or so, like a bunch of bye weeks and sims, and I was ready for it all to be over. I feel like I made that comment going into my game against Steel that I was excited to play the last game of my cycle, or I was looking forward to like this being the last game. And I think that got a little bit misconstrued as I didn't want to win, which was never the case at all. I think you said it week 17, Connor, that you were gonna bench your players because there wasn't a reason to have them in, but psychologically you can't like not try to win a game. Like I think we're all kind of wired that way. Yeah. If we're playing a game, we're gonna go try to win. So I kind of went into this playoffs with the mentality of I just don't care if I lose. Like I want to win, but I don't care if I lose. And I think it was helping me play a little bit more free. I wasn't getting down on myself. I wasn't like stressing out if things didn't go my way. So I think that helped me, and that was a big part of why I was able to just completely blow Steel out, which is still going to be like the highlight of my cycle probably. But I do think that I got a little bit more in my head for this one because I was close and I wanted to win it. And I did care a little bit more about losing. I still feel like I came in with an idea of how I wanted to play the game, and I played it. I executed the game the way I wanted to. I got some tough breaks. The first pick 6 was just the ball floated a little bit more than I expected it to. That's on me. Like, I mean, seven seasons in, I should know that even though it feels like they're open, the ball's going to take more time to get there than I think. And I think that's been a big part of a lot of the picks that I've thrown throughout the cycle is thinking I can get the ball into a window before it'll close. I will say that pick 6 from the end zone that Marcus Williams had, Cody made a comment that I should go back and rewatch it. And I kept that in mind, and I went into it with an open mind the rest of the game. But that was an absolutely ridiculous interception. He was running the opposite direction, and he turned on a dime to zap 4 yards away. So that was kind of when it all unraveled for me a little bit. It went from me, I think, potentially going up 21-14 to going down 14-21. That sounds right. Not positive, but it was just a huge turn. And it was kind of difficult for me to get back into it because I wanted to pound the rock the whole game. And I do think I did a good job generally of my run pass split. But things just kind of got a little bit tougher after that one. And Dan deserves all the credit in the world for the return he had on that one. That was, I felt really dumb. I didn't feel, I mean, it was Cam Rich out there trying to stop him, but I still just felt like an idiot trying to do anything I could to stop him. But yeah, it was credit to Dan. He's a worthy NFC champion. I'm disappointed with how this went, though. I think I played well, and I just didn't get enough I just didn't do quite enough.
Yeah, I'll just ask you, Lucky, this is the last game of Stephen Cooper's career, the last game of Rashad Arnett's career, Cam Rich, so many great drafted players that you're able to, really build and really dev over the course of the cycle. Just, as your cycle comes to a close here, just talk to me about what those guys, mean to you, mean to your CFL.
Oh, yeah. Stephen Cooper's probably, I've never had a linebacker season in any CFM like I had with Stephen Cooper's rookie season. I knew right away that this was just going to be so much fun playing with him. As far as Arnett goes, he really came on late. When I first drafted him, he was like 94 speed. So like I knew he was good, but I was still in pass mode at that time. And I think King made a comment at some point that he was just like, "You have a 94 speed running back. You need to be developing him." I'm like, "Oh, maybe you're right." So I started developing him. It's been cool seeing him get some more recognition over, especially these playoffs. Wish it could have come a playoff or two ago, but he's been outrageously fun to play with. Cam Rich is Cam Rich. I don't have too much to say about him, unfortunately.
Beautiful. Cody, you got anything?
Yeah, I don't have any questions. More so, just I said it on the broadcast, but I think you can, hold your head high. I know, obviously, in CFMs, it's it's kind of basically if you don't win a ring, then then it wasn't a successful cycle for some people. But I don't know if you feel that way or not. But I think you had a great cycle. Like I said, I think a lot of people, when they at the team reveal said, "Oh, Lucky's gonna be fourth in that division and probably never make the playoffs," and you basically kicked that door wide open. So, you proved you could, beat King easily. You could beat Ben easily. I'm not sure if you beat when Cloud was here. I'm not sure if you beat him at all. But you proved that the NFC West wasn't just going to be a cakewalk for some of the users, and came in and built a great team. And so, yeah, should definitely be proud of the cycle, even though it didn't end in a ring.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I definitely feel like it was I don't judge my cycle based off if I win a championship or not. There's only going to be 7 of them every single season. 1 out of 32 people can consider themselves successful if that's like the metric that you're grading by. I think I hit pretty much all the benchmarks that I would have expected to be consider it a successful cycle. I think this was a good one. Mostly, I'm glad that I was able to build a good team. That's something that I take pride in, that I enjoy doing, is being able to look at my team and say, this is a team I enjoy playing with and that I think I can win with.
Definitely.
Beautiful stuff. Well, thank you so much, Lucky and Dan, for popping in here. Congrats to Lucky on an amazing cycle. Hit some highs that I'm not sure how many of us were expecting, especially this run to the Conference Championship game, and just clapping Steele's cheeks, which I'll hold that memory until Madden 22 for sure. And congrats to Dan for after kind of a tumultuous cycle, after a lot of adversity he's had to face, making it to the Super Bowl here, and then of course potentially getting his first Super Bowl of the cycle again against the winner of Austin and Young Alex. Cody, thank you so much for joining me. Again, as I said before, I screamed to put your force in the chat. This is my last broadcast of the cycle. I won't be able to do the AFC Championship game. I won't be able to do the Super Bowl. I know that for a fact. Just give me your thoughts, Cody, before we wrap this thing up on the Austin versus Young Alex matchup. How are you feeling about that one?
I think I still just give the nod to Austin. I think Alex is young and in his Madden career, and also just his actual age, and so I think he's kind of just got this this monkey on his shoulder that is Austin, and he wants to push it off, but he just can't get it off of him. He just can't get it, can't push it off, and he's got this this thought in his head that he's unbeatable, and whether he's joking about that half the time or not, I don't know. I think what's scary about Austin is he's really only 75%, maybe 50% locked in. And it took me playing one of my absolute best games of the cycle to, only lose by 7. So, Alex does know Austin very well. I don't think it'll necessarily be a blowout. But I think you got to give the nod to Austin, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Now I'm rooting for Young Alex to flip the script here a bit. Yeah, you got to give credit to Austin. Especially after the cycle he's had. Good Lord. Thank you so much to everyone who's gifted a sub. Cam gifting a sub to CMAS, CMAS gifting one to Hero Awesome, and then just now, an anonymous gifter gifting a tier 1 sub to Lucky. Great way to kind of end the broadcast here. Cody, thank you so much. Lucky, Dan, congratulations on your cycles. Again, along with Cody, I am your play-by-play man for the day, Connor Rice. Look for the AFC Championship game either tomorrow or the day after. That one, I hope, will be commented by CMAS, and then we'll see who the color commentator is. Peace.